Welcome back to AI Nexus. We've got an incredible new AI product that just hit the market, coming out of Meta. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, released its plans for an upcoming text-to-voice generative AI they call VoiceBox. In this revolutionizing movement, VoiceBox can bring voices to hundreds, if not thousands of people. We even think this will be a huge breakthrough for those with speech disabilities. The augmented artificial intelligence race continues on as Meta releases VoiceBox. We are going to cover it all in this video, everything from how VoiceBox works to why this is not just another generative AI product. Before we do, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss new AI developments like this one as soon as they are released to the market. Now, let's dive right in. Now, what is VoiceBox? VoiceBox is a text-guided speech generator with remarkable capabilities. The new system eschews traditional TTS architectonic structures in favor of the ChatGPT or Google Bard AI model styles. Meta describes the artificial intelligence model as being as powerful as ChatGPT's text generation and DALL-E 2 prompt-based image generation. Similar to ChatGPT's training, VoiceBox uses large-scale training datasets. Previous efforts to make use of massive audio datasets have resulted in degraded audio outputs by the model. For this reason, text-to-speech systems use small labeled datasets to mitigate the degradation. Meta has planned to overcome this limitation through an innovational training scheme for a system capable of infilling audio information. In Meta's official release of VoiceBox, the system is being described as the first model that can generalize text-to-speech generation tasks it was not specifically trained to accomplish with state-of-the-art performance. So how does VoiceBox work? Well, VoiceBox is based on a method called flow matching, which is compatible with a general family of Gaussian probability paths for transforming between noise and data samples. Flow matching has been noted to improve with diffusion models. Meta claims that VoiceBox outperforms the current English model DALL-E on a zero-shot TTS in both intelligibility and audio similarity. Unlike autoregressive models that require large samples, VoiceBox can modify any part of any audio clip, even if it's only a 2-second strand. Speech synthesizers can only be trained on data that has been specifically prepared for that purpose. The inputs, known as monastic clean data, are difficult to produce and only exist in limited quantities. This causes the outputs to have a monotone sound. Because VoiceBox is built upon the flow matching model, it can better learn on non-deterministic mapping between text and speech. Non-deterministic mapping enables VoiceBox to learn from varied data pools of speech samples without the variations being carefully labeled. This allows for VoiceBox to train on a more diverse and larger scale landscape. VoiceBox has been trained with over 50,000 hours of recorded speech and transcripts from public domain audiobooks. The model has also learned infill speech from context, so that the model can then apply this across generation tasks, including generating portions of an audio recording without having to start over again. Meta is able to synthesize speech by using an audio sample. With that sample, the model can match audio styles and generate text-to-speech or recreate a portion of the speech that may have external noise interruptions. Audio clips with white noise, dogs barking, or people talking in the background can be redone in a way that protects the integrity of the speaker's voice, but also allows listeners to understand what is being said. The sample provided to VoiceBox can also be translated and read out loud in other languages such as Spanish, Portuguese, Polish, French, or even German. The AI can be used to give more human-sounding voices to virtual assistants or NPCs, non-playable characters, in the metaverse. VoiceBox is unlike any other generative voice model. The architecture of VoiceBox was created with a vision of being ultra-modern, setting the expectations of similar companies and the future of speech synthesizing models. Meta can join the likeness of OpenAI's ChatGPT's text generation with the likes of DALL-E 2's image generation. Previous speech synthesizing models were trained for specific purposes only. But what sets VoiceBox apart from the rest is its ability to perform tasks that it hasn't been trained to do, including editing, removing unwanted noises, and style transfer. The model was trained via a special method Meta researchers developed. VoiceBox is outfitted to synthesize speech across 6 different languages. Unlike large language models that try to learn the statistical regularities of input sequences, VoiceBox was trained to learn the patterns instead. VoiceBox wasn't trained for any specific purpose though. It was trained to help, and as such, can perform a variety of tasks. For example, the system is able to take a 2-second audio clip and generate speech directly to new text. The capability can be used to provide the power of speech to people who are otherwise unable to speak. The model is also outfitted to perform style transfers. Another example is providing the model with 2 or more audio and text samples. VoiceBox will use the first audio sample as the style reference and will modify the second one to match the tone. The model can also do the same thing across one of the 6 languages available. But this isn't all. VoiceBox can also complete an array of editing tasks. Say there's a dog barking in the background of an audio recording. You can take the recording and transcript and input it into VoiceBox to mask the segment with the background noise. The model will use the transcript provided to generate the missing portion of the recording. This can also be done for mispronounced words, stutters, coughs, and more. So why is VoiceBox acting as a trendsetter? Ultimately, VoiceBox will be the expectation setter and the peak of speech synthesizing models. Meta researchers angled their development towards a generative model unlike no other. While VoiceBox may struggle with casual conversations because of its audiobook-based exposure, the model can supply a voice in instances where one cannot be found. The importance of VoiceBox goes beyond artificial intelligence advancements and ushering in a new age of technology. VoiceBox can be used to help those who are otherwise unable to speak. As a part of the generative model, VoiceBox has been trained to speak with the most humanly sounding voice and tone. For example, say that you or a family member is unable to verbally speak. Muteness can often negatively affect a person's mental health and hinder their social participation. With VoiceBox's text-to-speech option, anyone can input text and have their words communicated in real time. Or perhaps someone suffers from a stutter or lisp that makes it incredibly hard to understand them at times. With its audio editing capabilities, VoiceBox can manipulate the audio file and replace the portion of the speech that is inaudible. VoiceBox can even modernize historical speeches and clarify the audio for better understanding. By providing a short audio sample, VoiceBox has the ability to match and recreate recorded voices. Say that a loved one has passed on, but you have an audio clip of them speaking. You can input a transcription of a phrase or a quote that they would often say to you, and VoiceBox will provide a sentimental clip for you to hold on to dearly. The importance of VoiceBox comes down to a more personal level than any other artificial intelligence has been able to do so far. The model is not available to the public yet due to ethical and moral concerns, but we expect VoiceBox will soon begin changing lives. So in the end, what does this all mean? VoiceBox is transforming the future of speech synthesizing models and setting an industry standard. Not only are the training mechanisms superior to other generative AI tools out there, but it has the potential to give a voice to those that never thought they would have one again. We really think VoiceBox is the next step up into the future of generative artificial intelligence. And speaking of generative AI tools that will be game changers, how about a ChatGPT competitor that is guaranteed to get you promoted? You should see this video.